Okay, look here. This isn't your average Blue Cash Preferred review. I'm actually going to go a little bit further than that. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, show you my results, and actually give you a free tool that you can see if this card is worth it for you or not. So if you're ready to get started, let's get right down to it. Now, I have used this American Express Blue Cash Preferred card for the last 2 years. And actually, right here it is, my actual reward dollar as of today, as of the recording of this video, at $721. So I've racked up $721 that we can use for practically whatever we want. That could be for Christmas gifts. That could be for going on a cruise. First things first, let me break down my results of this $721. We are a family of 4. And as a result, we spend a lot of money on various different things, especially groceries. Tap the like button if you agree, you feel me, that groceries are getting way too expensive. But that's the beauty of this particular card, because this card offers a 6% cash back on groceries and a 6% cash back on streaming services. So if you're somebody that gets a lot of groceries and you watch a lot of streaming services, this could be a very, very interesting card. Let me break it down and explain the details. Right here you can see US supermarkets. In this year alone, I've made $335.80. Now, I will tell you, one very important thing about the supermarkets is there's a 2-prong catch here. Number one, you will only get the 6% cash back up to $6,000 per year. It'll reset January 1st of every year, but if you max out and you spend more than $6,000, it's only going to give you the 6% up to $6,000, and then 1% cash back every dollar over $6,000 that you spend. Thing number 2 on this particular category is that it only works for US supermarkets, and how they define that is a grocery store. We're not talking about big box stores like Walmart, Target, BJ's, Costco. We're talking about your everyday actual grocery stores. Now, they have an entire list that they provide that tells you what and what does not equal the 6% cash back. Now, what doesn't have a limit at all is the streaming services. You get 6% cash back unlimited throughout the entire year, no matter how much you spend. So if you're somebody that goes crazy with Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and, whatever freaking streaming service we can come up with next, you're going to get 6% cash back. So that is kind of a cool deal. Transit and gas are another big one. Gas, 3% cash back, and transit, 3% cash back. Now, what that means, of course, gas stations, that's unlimited throughout the entire year. No matter how much you fill up on gas, you're going to get 3% cash back. And as gas prices rise, that can come in quite handy. That means anything from Uber to parking tickets to anything that's related to getting you from point A to point B. Even tolls on a turnpike qualifies for 3% cash back. And then beyond all this, you also have 1% cash back on everything else. So that isn't represented here, but if you're doing the math right now, you might be like, all of this right here does not equal to $721, but keep in mind, we do use our card for the 1% cash back, and there's actually bonuses to sign up for. If you decide to get this card, what I would recommend that you do is go into your account every single month and check through all of the available offers. Because not only are you gonna get your 6% cash back and 3% and all that kind of stuff, you're also gonna get bonuses from time to time. Look through all of this. For example, you can see if you spend $15 or more, you're gonna get $5 cash back up to 2 times for McDonald's, Kroger, Levi's. There's actually over 100 different offers that expire at various times throughout the month and the months ahead. Now, right now, I've actually added a couple to my card, Miller's Ale House, ABC, Fine Wine and Liquor, because why not? And TurboTax, because tax season is coming. So you can see that they offer these type of things. So what I do, when in doubt, just add it to the card. There's nothing that charges you for adding these offers to your card. So go through them every month, add what you think you might get, and you'll get that on top of your rewards benefits. But here's the thing I was thinking about. What we do is we don't actually just put random crap on the credit card. We only buy things that we're actually going to spend money on anyway in our budget. So yeah, you need groceries, you need gas. There's no way around it. And instead of using a debit card and just swiping that and paying that because it comes out of your checking account, we put it on the American Express card and then pay the bill off in full every single month. Now, of course, American Express doesn't really like that because they'd like to charge you some interest for holding the balance over a couple months, but we don't let them get away with that. Instead, we pay it off in full and we harness the benefits of the reward offers. Now, here's the trick though. This card, Blue Cash Preferred, actually comes with an annual fee of $95. Now, in the world of annual fees on a credit card, this is actually one of the least expensive annual fees. But if you're like me, you're not a big fan of annual fees on credit cards. So you might be wondering, well, first of all, why do I have this card? And second of all, how did I get away with the annual fee? Well, there's two things. Number one, if you decide to get this card using the link in the description below, you and I will both get a bonus. Here's your bonus. Right now, as of the recording of this video, they're actually going to waive the annual fee for the first year. So it's $0 intro annual fee, and then next year, $95 every year thereafter. Not only that, you're going to get a low intro APR and $300 additional cash back. That's if you decide to spend $3,000 or more in the first 6 months of your membership. Now, if you're somebody that spends money, you have a decent sized budget, and instead of putting it on a debit card, you put it on this, you'll reach that $3,000 most likely very quickly and therefore earn that $300 extra cash back. So use the link down in the description below. It'll also give you more details that you can look through if you wish to do so. $95. If you really do the math on this, $95 annual fee. If you think about the 6% cash back, here's a big question for you. Do you spend at least $32 a week on groceries? I think most people that are watching this video probably say, yeah, I do spend at least $32 per week on groceries. And even though you might not spend it every single week, I mean, if you think about it over the course of the month, you probably average out to about $32 a week. Well, that alone, just $32 a week, equals $95 per year in cash back, therefore paying for the annual fee on the credit card. So if you spend anything more than $32 or $33 or more, you're making some extra cash back and covering the annual fee. But here's where the rubber meets the road. Is it actually worth it for you to consider this card or another alternative? Here's where the free tool comes in. I'm going to link it down below so you can check it out for yourself. When you click on it, it's going to ask you to make a copy. You got to have a Google account. So make sure you sign up for a Google account. That's perfectly free to use. And then make a copy, and then you can plug in your own numbers, or you can download it as an Excel template if you'd rather use Excel instead of Google Sheets. But right here it is. This is what I created, the Amex Blue Cash Preferred Credit Card. Is it worth it sheet? Is the only thing you got to worry about in this calculation is this line right here where it says enter numbers. This little like semi light blue column right here, that's what we're going to fill out. So what I need you to do is look at your budget. Figure out how much money you're spending every month on groceries, your streaming services, your gas for your vehicles, any type of transit if you have any, and all other monthly costs that you might use your Amex card for. Then what you're going to do is just simply type this into the formula. Now, right now, I've already pre-filled it with $133 on a monthly grocery spend, which means right there you got your annual fee already covered. And then on top of that, you got some streaming services, gas, transit, and other monthly, which means your potential yearly cash back comes in at $257. But I want to be a little bit more realistic than that. Personally, get ready, don't judge me, but we spend like what, about $1,200 per month on groceries. Groceries have become so expensive, which is why I think this 6% cash back is so awesome. So if I type in $1,200 per month, it'll automatically calculate. Now I will tell you, as you can see in this row only, it does have a maximum as located right here. It only is going to give you 6% cash back on up to $6,000. So the difference here will be 1% cash back, which actually is not calculated into this formula. So that's actually money that's cherry on top in what we have in the grocery category. In streaming services, I think we have like Netflix, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe $60. So we're not too far off of the 50, but we'll get $43 back there. Gas is so much more expensive. We're spending probably about maybe $250 a month on gas between the two cars. That's $90 cash back. Monthly transit, we actually don't spend any money, I don't think, on monthly transit, so we will lose on that category. And then other monthly costs, we use this card for just about everything that we do. Not always the smartest thing. I would look around for maybe different offers based on what you're using it for. So for example, if there's restaurants that pay a higher cash back on a different credit card, I would opt to use that credit card over the Amex just so you can get a higher cash back versus the Amex card. But if you'd rather not mess around with multiple credit cards, put it all on here. In which case, we would be spending probably about $1,500 a month in all other random costs, giving us right about $180 per year. And that's not far off to that $721 that I mentioned a little bit earlier that I have right now on my balance. So $673, and that's for our everyday expenses. Nothing frivolous, nothing above and beyond. Why not give yourself a year-end bonus by just spending money that you were going to spend anyway? That's the beauty of the Amex Blue Cash Preferred. So hop over to this, plug in your numbers just to make sure it's actually worth it. Because let's say you're a college kid and you're only spending like $20 a month on groceries, you have no streaming services, maybe you spend like $50 a month on gas, and you don't really spend anything else, you're just like a poor college kid, this would not be worth it for you. Because as you can see, you're only going to make $32, and then you got to subtract out the $95 annual fee after year number 2, and that would actually put you in the negative. You'd be spending money to have this card, totally not worth it for you. So I would implore you to check this out just to make sure that you're going to get some bang for your buck of that $95 annual fee. So if this video was helpful, make sure you drop me a like. Check out this video next on how you can make sure you never, ever, ever hold debt and have to pay interest. There's a special way I do that in this video up here. And we'll see you on the next video.